Okay, number 43. Two force vectors. F1 newtons at an angle of 60 degrees above the x-axis. So here's F1. It has a magnitude of 8 newtons, and it is 60 degrees above the x-axis. So here would be the x-axis. I'm going to make the components right in there. This is at 60 degrees. We'll call this x1 and y1 for the sake of later. We're probably going to need to find this. Then it tells me that there is F2, which has a magnitude of 5.5 newtons and an angle of 45 degrees below the x-axis. So we'll draw this down here. This is 5.5, and it's 45 degrees below the x-axis, so we'll call this x2, we'll call this y2, and this is a 45-degree angle in here. And again, it wants to know what third force would make the net or result 0. So instead of having the components already like I did last time, I need to actually find them. We'll do the red triangle first. This x side is my adjacent side, so I know that x is going to be 8 cosine 60. It's a shortcut. If you don't believe me, you can actually do cosine 60 as the adjacent over the hypotenuse. Solve for x and you get that. So I'm typing it in my calculator right now. 8 cosine 60 is 4. 4, good. Y is going to be the opposite side, so this is going to be 8 sine 60. So I plug that in, 8 sine 60, and I get 6.9. I'm going to do the other things, the same thing for the green. So I have the x side is the adjacent side, so that's going to be cosine, so I have 5.5 cosine 45. This gives me 3.89. And then since it's a 45-degree angle, I know that the other side is going to be the same. Now, just like I did before, if I want the net equal to 0, I'm going to add up the components with an unknown one and get that thing equal to 0. So far, I have a positive 4x component coming from right there. This is negative because it's in the opposite direction, so I have minus 3.89 plus some unknown x component that I don't know, and I want that thing to make this thing equal to 0. So this x component is going to be 0.11. It's in the positive direction because 4 minus 3.89 is 0.11. Do the same thing for the y's. Up here I have a positive 6.9. Over here I have a negative 3.89 plus some unknown y component gets me 0. So I have 6.9 minus 3.89 y, so you basically get 3 plus y equals 0. That means that y is negative 3. So my overall result has a small x component of positive 0.11, a larger y component of negative 3. So I can do Pythagorean's theorem, and I get a vector that's just about 3 meters long is my ultimate F3, and then it has a small angle from the horizontal.